First published in 1939, Johnny Got His Gun is a book that I've had in my list for a very long time and only recently just got around to reading it. You know, I wish that I hadn't waited so long because it's right up there in the list of the best books that I've read this year. While it's considered an anti-war classic, you may not have heard of it unless you're a Dalton Trumbo fan or maybe seen the 1971 movie that is based on the book.
What happened? Where am I?
It's the story of Joe, a badly wounded soldier in World War One. And what makes this different to your average book is that as a result of his injuries, Joe is blind, deaf, and mute. So the entire story takes place in his head, and all the thoughts, hopes, and fears that roll around in there, since he has no way of communicating with the outside world. It's a masterpiece of writing, and it takes you on an emotional roller coaster as you move from chapter to chapter. While reading it, I picked out this example that really sums up the peaks and valleys that you will experience as you go through this book. We take up the story as, from his hospital bed, Joe thinks back to when he farewelled his sweetheart Kareen at a train station before heading off to war. Joe, dear, darling Joe, hold me closer, drop your bag and put both of your arms around me and hold me tightly. Put both of your arms around me, both of them. You in both of my arms, Kareen, goodbye. Both of my arms, Kareen in my arms, both of them. Arms, 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 arms. I'm fainting in and out all the time, Kareen, and I'm not catching on quick. You are in my arms, Kareen. You in both of my arms, both of my arms, both of them, both. I haven't got any arms, Kareen. My arms are gone. Both of my arms are gone, Kareen. Both of them, they're gone. Kareen, Kareen, Kareen. They've cut my arms, both of my arms. Oh, Jesus, Mother God, Kareen, they've cut off both of them. Oh, Jesus, Mother God, Kareen, 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 my arms. Man, even reading that now, it gives me chills. Trumbo, as an author, does a brilliant job with the story, and he balances things nicely as they flow from the present day in the hospital bed to various events in the past that help Joe to cope with his current situation. There's a slow reveal of information that's done at just the right pace as the book goes along. It's just the right pace to keep you hooked and turning those pages. In this modern day, there's much to be taken away from the book on what it has to say on war and the effect that it has on soldiers, doctors, nurses, and their families. I think Trumbo himself sums it up quite well in the foreword to the 1959 edition of the book. He says, "Is it possible for anything to resist change, even a mere commodity that can be bought, buried, banned, damned, praised, or ignored for all the wrong reasons? Probably not." Johnny held a different meaning for 3 different wars. Its present meaning is what each reader conceives it to be, and each reader is gloriously different from every other reader, and each is also changing. I've let it remain as it was to see what it is. Trumbo was talking about how he had been considering editing some parts of the book, given that at that time in 1959, those 3 wars, World War I, World War II, and the Korean War, had all been and gone. But in the end, he decided to leave the story as it is, that its statement on war and its devastating effects remained the same, and in reality, only the politics and justifications for those wars changed. Basically, no matter how powerful you make a story, in the end, we as humans will never learn and will keep repeating the same tragic cycles again and again and again and again. Words that have proven true in all the conflicts that have taken place across the world since this book was first written. This book, Johnny Got His Gun, goes right squarely on the recommended list. And if you're able to track down a copy, I highly recommend that you read it.
Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you and me, every son of liberty. Hurry right away, no delay, go today. Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad.